Anytime you open up a new roadway, no matter if it's an expressway or even a new two-lane roadway, people have to get used to it. So they got to get familiar with where to go. The interchanges are going to give them more opportunities to do different things to get to where they want to go. And usually, we always look at about 6 months it takes for people to get comfortable with what we've done until they figure out the routine. So obviously, this is going to be a high-speed highway. I want people to pay attention. You're going to have new visitors coming through the area every day that are unfamiliar with it. So just drive cautiously as always, and everybody should be okay. Right now we're working on the tie-ins on the eastbound side of both bridges, and currently traffic's on the westbound bridge, all 4 lanes, and we're planning to shift them tonight onto the eastbound bridge. And this bridge will actually only contain 3 lanes, 2 going east and 1 going west. And then the existing westbound bridge will have 1 lane going west. But essentially tonight, the expressway will open for both east and westbound traffic. Yes, it goes past my timeline. I came down here in '96, and we were talking about then, of course, and this goes back into the '80s. There was a project that was talked about back then and with the city, and the direction at that time was to build the 5-lane first and then look at building the expressway, and that's what we've done. So normally projects of this scope are around for 2 to 3 decades. MoDOT has a staff that has done the design work. You've also had consultants that may have done some design work on it. So more in the hundreds. You have different, and over that time period, obviously people retire, new people come on board, and so it's certainly has attracted a lot of interest from a lot of different people. Really, the community needs to be thanked for what we've done down here. They've supported the projects and MoDOT throughout the years, and this funding that we have for this project came from the Amendment 3 fund, which was a statewide ballot vote in 2004, and it's built a lot of these type corridor projects across the state, and we were fortunate to have this down here for Route 54, and a lot of local support. Jim Herperth was the Lake of the Ozarks Transportation Council certainly has spearheaded a large effort trying to make sure funding was supported for this project. Well, we just passed the Passover Road interchange area, and that's your first access to the existing road once you cross the Grand Glaze Bridge heading east. And now we're kind of back behind the outlet stores and Walmart, and actually in the park lane. There's a bridge that we drive on here shortly that'll take you over Fitch Hatchery Road, which takes you down to the city park. So very scenic area back here. You see a lot of woods, a lot of trees, so it's beautiful from that standpoint, and hopefully people will still be able to find the businesses that are just a few hundred feet away. The Route 5 project, for example, that was 7 million yards just on the section through Camdenton. That was actually our largest grading project ever let in the state of Missouri, and still is today. And then the 54 Expressway has a total of about 4 million cubic yards that we have to move, and that's dirt as well as rock, as you mentioned. And that's a tremendous amount. I know for the Route 5 project, for example, 7 million yards would equal filling up a regular dump truck that we're all familiar with, and putting them back to back from California all the way to Washington, D.C., and that would equate to about 7 million yards. Well, environmentally is certainly a huge concern. As you mentioned, we're going through the natural terrain that has never been touched before, so we have to make sure that we take care of that from that standpoint. We had eagle's nests down here that we had to deal with, and we took care of them the way we were supposed to according to Fish and Wildlife and the different organizations that were involved, and they're still in the area, obviously. And Indiana bat's is another endangered species, and then you have to protect the streams, you have to protect the lake, because there's a lot of sediment that we're disturbing, obviously. So it's a challenge from that standpoint, but that's one that we're always willing to try to accomplish to the best of our abilities. Then when you build a new road, you have to go through people's property, so you have to obtain the right-of-way, and that can certainly be a challenge at times. And actually, there's been a lot of people that have donated their right-of-way because they recognize that it's going to be helpful for the entire community, and so they're willing to do that, which is outstanding. And then moving utilities is kind of the third phase. if you look at the 54 Expressway project, a third of the cost is building the project, a third of it's buying the right-of-way, and the other third is pretty much taking care of the utilities. But this is going down towards Bagnell Dam Boulevard and Business 54, which will take you back to Lake Ozark. So it's down below Bagnell Dam. The Osage River Bridge is just a half a mile ahead, and but it's the way people are going to be going to Jeff City now is on this new route. There's approximately 5 bridges on this east side of the Grand Glaze Bridge that we've had to put in. You know, we do cross the existing route twice, and there's 3 bridges that handle those crossings. And then you have the bridge here at the Bagnell Dam Boulevard, which is Business 54 location, and then you have the Passover Road Bridge. And well, I missed one. You have Fish Hatchery Road Bridge. So there were 6 bridges we built in this area. So you know, whenever you put in a new road, you cut the existing roads off. So you have to be able to maintain that access. And to do that, you put in a bridge or you build an at-grade intersection. And with an expressway, you're trying to not impede traffic flow. You want to make this as free as possible and allow people to get through the area as quickly as they want to. And so you build these interchanges that have the overpass bridges. The project, you know, on the east side of the bridge here, started in, well, I mean, there's different phases done, but essentially it started in 2006, and here we are, you know, 4 years later, wrapping this end up. Well, the big thing is, I hope people realize that this is a new alternative for people to come visit the area. It also provides an alternative for people to get through the area. You know, we've studied this new roadway, and about 20% of the cars today on the old road currently drive through the lake area and never stop. They're going to Branson, they're going to Joplin, they're going wherever they're going to go, but they're not stopping here at the lake. So that 20% will be off the existing road. And then, you know, the 40% more, roughly, are going to utilize the new road to get to where they want to go, the local traffic. So it's going to cut down dramatically on the existing route, the amount of congestion that you have there, which means a safer road for the existing route. And therefore, you're actually going to attract people that want to go out on the weekends when they know that there has been heavy traffic in the past. Now you're going to have much less traffic out there. People are going to be more comfortable driving to the businesses during the weekends, during the weekdays. Easier to make turns in and out of intersections, so the safety improvement dramatically increases. And we think that's just a huge advantage for people to realize.